gotta play well in order to win the tournament.
There's no mucking around. It's an unforgiving day one schedule, I'll say, which I like. You know, if you're dropping games in a 3-day tournament, well, you're out. Great huck there, good reception. Mwah. Hang on to one. Midgar Curtis on the reception, and then puts in a short-range floater. And Mwah open up with a break for a goal.
Steph, who do you like for this game?
Well, I mean, just watching the first point and looking at the record, I think Mwah is who I'd bet on. I think prior to the tournament, just recognizing a few more names on the Chicago side, individuals, I may well have leaned to them, but you know, we're like ex-World Games players like Nate Goff on the team is certainly one of the names that jumps out, as well as Jeff Weiss. I mean, there's strong players on both teams, but I think you get a little bit more of a team cohesion with the Toro crew here than you do with the two Chicago Open and women's teams playing together. So I would slightly favor Mwah is what I'm saying.
I think that's probably right. I think they're probably a little favored here after having seen what went down yesterday. And I think you're right. It is interesting. We've got sort of like a classic mixed team. They practice and play mixed and work together versus an open and women's team coming together.
Yeah, all sorts of mixes like that here. I mean, I think the Mana final is setting itself up to possibly have similar, except like potential for the super team. Individuals put together that are very, very strong, taking on, you know, two of the strongest club teams. Will that come to fruition? It seems like they're on a crash course, but we'll find out.
Nice D there.
Nice D in a short field. Mwah. Looking for the around. Nice high release. Scuba, but can't get the hand to it. It was a bit too high. Goff, and then the big shot way too far for Weiss. He won't be able to chase it down.
I'm a little surprised to see so many hucks go up this early in the game. Just it's so windy out there. It's kind of tough to go. But they've been working. They've been working much more than I thought they would. That one, of course, didn't, but
they're here to uncork this morning. Small ball is dead, as Rafi Hayes reminded us after last year's USAU championship game. I'm not sure it's quite dead, but I do love the deep game being in prominence.
Me too.
From back center, that one had all sorts of movement on its flight path. The wind taking some effect.
Number 8 here, Maya in the backfield, playing for Mwah. She is a relatively new addition to our Hawaii Ultimate community, and it's been super fun to have her out here. She was able to put together this, or help put together this tour, Mwah team, and it's just really fun when we get high-level players to come out here. It really helps us all grow and get better, and she's just a very kind person too.
Very good for the local Ultimate as well as for the showcase for the tournament.
Exactly.
And that one too low, and again, some of these fundamental throws being troubled because of the 8th defender, that wind.
Yeah, last year I was commentating on a game just for a local Hawaii game, and we started counting the Ds the wind got. It's a struggle out here in the islands.
There's a handful over the course of this weekend already. From the far sideline, high stall count now. Got to get out of trouble, and that ends in a throw straight to the defense. Now a huck the other way. It is coming back in, lands perfect. Wide open continuation, hands to it, off balance, leads, and overshoots. Seems like everything was favoring a score there, but last minute can't connect.
It looked good. I like that they were trying to move the disc off the far sideline there and really take advantage of the width. They kind of, moved it up that sideline for a while. It's always good when you can make use of the width, swing it around, get your defense on their heels.
And I think we're into our first time out already.
Steph, have you been to Kaimana before?
No, this is my first Kaimana. It's my first time to the Hawaiian Islands at all. So it's been a bucket list item, I'd say, for a very, very, very long time. So I'm delighted to be here. But yeah, definitely first, everything is a first. First party, first game, first call, first, hopefully, yeah, first bite of Spam sandwich, first brunch on the sideline.
Yeah.
It's lovely, yes. My first swim in the ocean over here on the sands of Waikīkī Beach. It's beautiful.
That's awesome. It's so fun to be here. I feel so grateful to get to be part of this very storied tournament, and we encourage everybody to submit bids. It's just such a fun tournament, very unique. We had almost double the amount of bids this year for teams that we could accept.
Yes.
Which is a great thing. Like we want everyone to come, but I wish we could accept more teams. It was really a tough call this year.
It's a good problem to have. It's one that you hope, you know, the selection criteria must be something that's difficult and you know, not concrete, very abstract nature. You got to take into account some legacy and some level of play and some locality, and but yes, as I say, good problem to have if everybody wants to get in.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and it's fun. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is both of these teams' first time at Kaimana.
Both of these teams, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. And a little, yeah, you're right, geographic diversity too, right? We try to select teams from different areas of the country, and we end up getting a lot of Bay Area teams because that's the easiest place to fly from. But
yeah, Southwest, mainland, and oh, that's almost into a commander roll, just almost caught it with her chin. Chicagopourri go to the big Pecorino as he's made claim 2, and Weiss sees that one just beyond the fingertips, and it's going to go back.
This is the second point of the game.
Yeah, this is an indication of what the wind is doing. The last game, the one you played in, had a average of 5 minutes per score up until 5-2. It's 35 minutes to get 7 scores.
Yeah, that was painful.
Here we're not at 13 minutes. We haven't got our second score yet, so this is, if you thought that was painful, this one's starting off as a torture chamber. Let in, and there's a goal! The floodgates are open. Now they're gonna come hot and heavy, these scores, Grace.
I think you're right. It looks to me like both of these teams are really looking to swing the disc pretty quickly. Like they're using their handler motion and swinging the disc across the field, which I think is really nice. It's tough though in the wind, right? Like those cross-field throws often pop up in the wind. That can be a challenge.
The easy stuff is not so easy on days like this. The crosswinds and the teams that are doing well are really not like taking, you know, big shots or crossfield hammers. It's like just like throwing swings and dumps, very concise, very spot on like the open throws, and they're hitting. And I feel like if you do that, you're a very good chance to get the continuation scores. But do the easy parts of the game well in inclement winds and make it look easy and boring, and that's kind of the good stuff here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was looking at some of these rosters, and it seems like there's a number of folks who are playing semi-pro on both of these rosters. Like I was looking at Jade Hosteen. I believe she's on the Milwaukee Monarchs. And I saw that she's from Nice, France. That's where she grew up, so that's kind of fun.
I live in Nice.
Do you?
Yes, and this is all coming to full circle because I was talking to Nate Goff last night, and he said his girlfriend is from Nice, so that now I might be assuming things here.
A little inter-team romance, maybe?
I think so. Nice is nice. It's a lovely place to live.
On the other hand, we did get intel from Mwah that 2 of their players are in the process of finalizing a divorce.
But still playing well together and showing connection on the field.
Yeah, still good chemistry, of course. I think that's hard to get rid of.
I wonder if that's like delaying the process. Anytime they have a good game together, it's like, maybe we should just... And then a couple turnovers and it's straight back to the lawyers.
One of you drops the pull.
Yeah.
Divorce is finalized.
Yes.
There you go.
Get the pen out now. I've got the papers in my bag. Leading throw. Second effort. Johnny on the spot. Got to be good to be lucky, and he must be good because he just got lucky.
I like his little celebration. That's fun.
Sellies. Now we're scoring at a screeching pace.
I think that's a break for Chicago, yeah?
I think you're right.
I'm expecting there to be a lot of back and forth here in this game. I think with the wind, you gotta expect that there are gonna be turnovers, chances, and probably a number of breaks. Clean holds are gonna be few and far between. It's my expectation.
Well, so far.
So far.
You're spot on.
It's true.
Do you have a favorite place to visit in Oahu? Is there like a must-see, a must-do in Oahu for you?
Yeah, for me, there is a place called the Kaneohe Sandbar. Started on the other side of the island across the mountains. There's basically like a 3-mile-long sandbar out in the middle of the ocean. And at low tide, it's totally exposed. So you can go out in the middle of the ocean and like play volleyball, stand around. You're basically on a beach, but in the middle of the ocean.
Kaneohe.
Kaneohe, yep, the
Okay.
Kaneohe Sandbar.
Is it near like the North Shore beaches or not quite?
No, it's more on the windward side. Kaneohe is a town on the windward side. Kailua is a little more famous. It's right next to Kaneohe, but Kailua is famous for Lanikai Beach, and I will say Lanikai Beach does really live up to the hype. It's like often top 5 beaches in the world, and it does live up. So if you can get over there, it's worth it. Yeah, for sure.
PP, as he's known, one of the divorcees were, as per mentioned. And here's the other. Since we've got those hot tips and almost insisted to make mention of it, we've done our job now.
Yeah, I got some. We got a number of interesting tidbits from these teams. I think our information source is a little dubious.
Yes, I would say
mind.
they're setting us up to talk smack and lead with the band.
Mm-hmm. For example, Sean McSweeney on Chicago. I heard his arm is hurting from his tetanus shot, so maybe he's going to have trouble throwing today. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on old Tetanus McSweeney. And zips a forehand up the far line, and then the deep shot is too far.
Again, they're still really going for these deep shots. I think they are working pretty well. It's also nice when you can buy yourself a lot of field space with those long shots. So if there's a good chance that it might work, I think it's often can be helpful to take those shots.
Chicagopourri getting their way out of their own end zone. A high stall count just to start, and that's never in. That's going to come in on the goal line. And that's a tough one. Old player Pierce will walk that in and tap it in right on the line. A fight for the cut and an easy throw in the end. Mwah to level things up. It's 2 apiece.
So Mwah had a pretty good day yesterday, I think. Their first game they played FBC. That's a somewhat local team to Hawaii.
Fun but competitive.
Fun but competitive, exactly. What are they? Fancy Boat Club, I think, is another.
Okay.
I think they say whatever they want for FBC. Right. They beat FBC 11-10. That was a pretty good game. Really good matchup. They also beat Huck and Trub pretty handily. That's they had a 12-8 game against Huck and Trub. I believe Huck and Trub is from California. I think they had one more game yesterday. Let's see.
Big Pecorino on screen there. Nate Goff as you keep running them down.
Nice.
So yeah, good recount of yesterday's action. Any other games that you got there? Was that the full recount?
Let's see.
Not sure if there is a scoreboard. It is 2-2. There should be a scoreboard somewhere. But the on-field players wondering. We cannot keep you updated. It is 2-2, but
Yeah, so Chicago yesterday, or Mwah yesterday went 2-1. Chicago 1-2.
and so this game, I mean, with Linda Lyons stayed undefeated. They've beaten everybody. This game could really put a spanner in the works if Chicago gets the win. That'll muck things up, which is what we love, a mucked up.
Love a little chaos.
Yes. You like taking it down to the calculations, and that shot does connect, and then the easy finish. Chicago put another one on, 3-2, 22 minutes in.
Do you have a favorite celly?
I hate a hard spike. I hate an edge spike. After that, I love every other celly. Like, I mean, any disc spins I love, any disc flips in the hand. I love a front flip or a back flip, like a pure acrobatic kind of celly. And like my old school, just driving the bus, using and a couple people running behind you, spin in circles, and use the disc as a wild steering wheel.
It's a very solid one.
But that's old school. Nobody pulls that out anymore. I like Raekwon Atkins using Steph Curry's Night Night at the end of the national championship. That's a good celly. What about you? You got favorites?
I like a classic dance move. Just break it down a little. But I got real duped by a teammate who did the fake a hamstring, go down and twerk, But I got duped. I was like about to run for the trainer.
Right.
Starts breaking it down.
Medic!
No.
I don't mind the fake injury one, but you're right. It's like you play with people's hearts sometimes.
For sure.
Especially in a streamed game. You get moms at home watching miles away. Oh my God, my son, my daughter. Speaking of you back home, we got Let's Go Goff and Jamie Frady in the chats, but make sure y'all are hitting that like button, subscribing, and engage with us in the chat. Say hi, where you watching from, who you cheering for. Let it be known. And we'll go ahead and engage right back with y'alls. A pop pass over the shoulder of Goff. Oh, whoop. But hangs on, and then the deep shot for the end zone over everybody and into the safety hands of the last back defender to start going the other way. Ooh, a little pressure there, but maintained.
Lulu's been really close on a couple of these run-through Ds. I think they're going to get there.
Lines up the big forehand. It's going to beat the defense, but bounces off the hands. Did everything to get into tracking position, but the catch was made to be too difficult.
That's William Coffin with the disc. He just threw it, looking for it back. William says he's won a hot dog eating contest.
That's impressive. I've done a handful of eating contests. Nice catch there. Great footwork. And low pickup.
How many hot dogs would you guess that he ate to win that contest?
Now, is it like as much as you can in time, or it really depends, but let's say, like, I think of the top hot dog eaters in the world. What's his name again? It'll come to me in a second as we watch here.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of it
I
either.
mean, it used to be like the Coney Island Nathan's hot. And he's the best at everything eating. Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut, yep.
Now his records are 70 hot dogs, and I don't know what kind of time frame that's in. So if that's the top standard, we will say that our Chicago member, is it a Mwah, who are we talking about?
Mwah, yep. William Coffin, number 12.
Let's in 52 seconds with my hands behind my back and my face diving into a plate of pasta.
That's wild.
It was wild.
For Americans, how much is 500 grams?
That's a packet of pasta.
A whole packet of
spaghetti.
God. Wow.
Cooked by nonnas.
And no hands.
Huh?
No hands.
No hands. Just you gotta slurp it with your face. It's good old-fashioned entertainment.
I love that.
Chicagopourri, move it into the attacking half and then back. Using the far sideline for what it's worth. Again, up the line, jamming it up the jam hole. Backhand towards center. Eyes are on the end zone, floated, and even with an air bounce in this wind, collected with one hand for a goal.
Yeah, it seems like for a second there, Chicago might have had some momentum, but I think we're really back to just trading now. 4-3, Chicago's up.
I also had a shout out that I was meant to have. We had a very generous, greatest member on our YouTube channel, Hillary Harris from the US. Big shout out for your support of everything we're doing here at ULTI.TV and particularly this event, ULTI.TV being able to cover Kaimana Klassik 37. Thanks for being with us.
Just gonna say, we got Elijah Long taking the field. He's a very decorated club player and college player. I believe he was with UNC North Carolina when they won the national championships.
And somebody just got engaged, I think.
Elijah just got engaged. Wow.
Elijah just got engaged. Oh my goodness.
We're getting intel.
Let's throw a party.
Well, that's so exciting.
That is so excited. We're getting all the vital info here.
More types of rings than just the Ultimate Championship.
Yeah. Don't mean a ting if it ain't got that ring.
He was a Callahan nominee, top 5 in the Callahan Award for College Ultimate 2. Really a very, very solid player.
And too far. We are really moving into this game we haven't taken half yet. We're 4-3. It's 30 minutes in. Almost halfway. It can pick up at the pace. It could stand to pick up the scoring pace.
We've had a lot of games this weekend be around like 6-8, 6-7, you know, those kinds of scores. I think just with the wind, we've got shorter round times than many tournaments.
Deep shot. Will it? No, it won't. A bit too far to be tracked down.
Steph, you've been watching a lot of games this weekend. What have you seen from the teams that have been most successful? Like, how are they managing this wind? What have they been doing that's been working?
To be very honest, I think it is field position. People who are taking field position as the primary are doing the best. I thought the Linda Lions were very good at just getting it out. Like, they were not throwing to no one ever, but they were well-timed deep cuts. Hand block there. Craig blows that play up. But getting it out of their end and not making mistakes on their own side, either that or having Lev Kovalchuk and Manu Cardenas who can just plink it together no matter where they are for no matter how much time.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. And it's turnover there on the around, and another long point we're amidst.
It's so fun for us here in Hawaii to have the world's best players come and join us in our island. It's really fun just to see kind of the next level that's out there and get to watch and play it against.
And Jenny on the spot this time, waits it out the back, and a flurry of backhand fakes. And led, but the wrong edge. There's still a full tumble somersault there, bouncing off the ground, but gets up as though the springs were meant for it.
Yeah, that was quite a layup.
Yeah, and Goff, big pecorino, can't get the cheese.
The stuff I've learned. Got a timeout called. I did learn something about Nate Goff, which you can take or leave, but we've been told that Nate got an alternate spot for the bobsled team, but was not able to go ahead and come to Kaimana instead.
Shut down his Olympic dreams so that he could be at Kaimana.
And I think that's the right call.
It's the right call. Honorable choice. Let down the country, but you get to play at Kaimana. Worthy, obvious kind of decisions. Another obvious decision is for us to go to a break right now while we're in a timeout. We'll be back with more action after these fine words.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Oh my goodness, that is unbelievable. And brings the ship and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
What are they, spaceships from Mars? No, they're Frisbee. Watch it soar. It flies way around like a bird. You can even run for a pass. You can play all kinds of games. Isn't it amazing? Frisbee Flying Saucer. Yours at Toy, Drug, and Department Store.
It's 4-3. 33 and a half minutes into that one. Yes, that's right. 4-3. Chicagopourri, Mwah in one here, and a deep shot goes and trails away, but is caught on the goal line. Waiting for troops. Hopped, not in though, on the line again. And there, forced one in to the hands of William Coffin. And that is a game-tying 4-4 score.
This is exciting. This is going to be a really good game, and as you said, this could have some really big bracket implications. Chicago's kind of do or die here, if I'm not mistaken.
They need this dub to have a chance. Starts here for them. Mwah can basically get a free game on the last game slot of the day. If they win this one, they're basically in and could rest players, so to speak, in their last game. So leave it all out there. If they lose this one, then that last game of the day becomes a huge must-win, and must-win with a big score differential likely. So
yeah, absolutely. We've got a lot of movement in the Aloha bracket too. As you might imagine, it's a little tough to seed those teams. We just pick up teams, a lot of random players on each roster, not sure how things are going to go, and so we do get a lot of movement in those brackets or in the pool play, which is pretty fun. But a challenge to reseed it after this quickly so we can get that bracket moving.
Ducky needs to play more, says Sarah Nolik in the chats. If somebody sees this, yell at her to play more points. I don't know if I'm going to quite yell at her, but we'll keep an eye on the situation.
can pass along the intel, perhaps. Chicago's been setting up this side stack. What do you think of that?
I mean, I'm all for every pull play starting sequence. I've always preached that what I don't like is being one-dimensional and having to, like, you know, to be a side stack team or to be a motion-only team. Like, I don't mind where the pull play starts. That one ripped out of the sky and gone the way of Mwah, Mwah. What I'm more interested in is how they adapt after the pull play, and if they can adapt that one too far, if they can adapt and show multiple pull plays, if the defense is stifling them, if their offense isn't getting going. So side stack, yeah, fine, I love it. There's so much you can do with it. If the defense is messing with you, what are you doing to adapt? That's where I really get curious.
I like that take, yeah. I think you're absolutely right. Trying different things, seeing what works, keeping the defenders on their toes.
It's tough, right? Like, your program, you want to do one thing right at a time. So you got to learn something and learn it really well. That one turned over the other way. Learn it really well. So if that's your side stack, that's your offense, learn it really, really well. The sign of a good program is that they've learned things really well and moved on and learned option B really well and learned option C really well before they've had players graduate through the system and they got to reteach Plan A over again. So that is what it's all about for me. As far as side stack goes as my primary choice, I would say not often.
I'm with you on that.
I prefer more balanced spacing. I'd prefer a central stack. I'd prefer a flat horizontal, to be honest, or even a split than a one-sided. But there's, again, you can, with the right, it depends on who the personnel is. You can get started and make anything work, really, if people are on the same page.
One of the interesting things about living here in Hawaii is that most of our players never learned in college or, you know, in school. We only have our one club team here. So it's interesting, most people have really gained their skills playing pickup. And so we get a lot of athletes who are really, really fit. They go to pick up 5-6 days a week. They play a ton, but don't necessarily have that like
IQ.
Exactly. So
that one has two black shirts nearly defending each other, but I think the throw was just off. Yeah, the Frisbee IQ, you only get it with reps. I think that's another thing that, you know, loyalty or playing in the same place that doesn't have many Frisbee options gets you stuck to one style and way of play and learning. But there's so much value in having the opportunity to change clubs and move cities and learn from different people and different systems. It really goes a long way in elite player development.
yeah, exactly. That's why we love Kaimana so much. We get to see all the different styles of play against really tough matchups, etc.
A high release forehand flicky from PP, player Pierce. Looks good, in for a goal. And that makes it 5-4. Mwah ahead here. I almost want to like expand the screen because my eyes aren't working, but we are just about 40 minutes into this now, 39th and change. So it still gives us 35 minutes to play, lots and lots of time.
So I believe these are our divorcees. Claire, number 2, who just threw it to player, who's given that assist there.
No love lost on the hockey assist.
Exactly. Steph, what were some exciting moments you've seen in your in the streams this weekend?
You know, like even the game this morning, it was like a blowout and semi-sloppy, you could say, but there was a lot of great moments in that game even already this morning. I love, you know, a couple bounce passes, a layout off a tip in the end zone there. Defensive tip that turned into a layout. Was great replay to watch. Yesterday, I thought the Kaupuni Awana, a lot of individual playmaking there. Manu had a wicked layout D. There's lots. The opening ceremony was really nice to be a part of. Lunch yesterday, great lunch. The food trucks here were awesome. It's, you know, food for me can always trump like play. It shouldn't. This is a good food event as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some really good local vendors serving up Hawaiian food.
The wind test is on. The laptop just closed itself as Chicagopourri score. The wind is picking up, and it's tied up again, 5-5.
That was a bit of a quick.
Yeah, 10 goals now in 42 minutes, so 2 minutes per goal. The rate is going down.
Game here is to 13, so we'll take half at 7.
We're gonna be at about 50 some odd minutes by the time we get to half, 50 to 55. So it'll be a short second half.
Yes, it will. Yep. Yeah, it's a long 3 days. Lots of partying, sunshine. We gotta kind of pace ourselves on the Frisbee part of it.
I mean, you gotta take it all in. You can't overextend yourself, but you don't want to miss out on any parts of it. It's got all of the old requirements of a tournament, the things that we're starting to see mainland America and we're missing, I think, all over the world. But I think there's some notion of it kept in European Ultimate right now, and that this style of tournament is alive and so well in spirit in this magical island that geographic.
Will you get to spend any time here outside of the tournament?
I do have 6 nights, I think, in Hilo after, on Big Island. I've got a friend there, so do some exploring. I'll have one day prior, one day that I'll stay on Oahu and do some non-tournament mucking around. I'd like to get to the North Shore first things first and check out some of the iconic waves, whether I get a surf or not. There's a goal, nice layout in the back towards the sideline. Chicagopourri staying ahead, 6-5 with that one. It's in pepper, but cacio is specifically sheep milk cheese, which is pecorino. There we go. Your Italian cheese lesson 101.
Thank you.
So 7-6. That is. It made it to half, if you can believe it. 45 minutes in, so there'll be about 30 minutes left in the second. Is that halftime?
Halftime. We got some confusion about the score here. We should tell. is the fun part about a self-officiated sport.
Chicago.
All right, we are updating the score at 6-5. One more till half.
It's 6-5. Right halftime, a semi-debacle by a flip of a scoreboard switch. But it is up to the players to be keeping their own score, generally speaking.
Absolutely, I have not been keeping track.
And the stream field, we like to
got this resolved. 6-5, one more half. Steph, we're sitting here under, in English, called Diamond Head Crater, in Hawaiian, Lēʻahi. Hawaii names, location, you know, be respectful of the language, Olelo Hawaii, be able to respect culture.
Lēʻahi, AKA, or anglicized for Diamond Head, a glorious volcanic earth, dormant volcano.
Are actually buildings inside Lēʻahi crater, which is interesting. They're some of the management buildings inside the crater.
Inside the crater. You can see those leaves gusting all over the far
got a
sideline.
tent on the sideline going down.
And wind under that disc.
Adding up their deep cuts. They're getting nicely timed, those cuts deep. Both teams, I think, doing a nice job of that.
Coming out of a side stack again, some early cuts. Rutledge fires and Mwah have a chance to level things up at 6.
They kind of had two cuts coming relatively in short succession. The defense was two undercuts coming. You kind of got to make a choice, and didn't work out with the throw, but nice cutting. Over here.
Rutledge leads. And Kapi. Oh. That is a speculator. Did you have an on that?
I cannot see it at all.
It's tough to see. Let's see if we get a shot here. Ooh, I don't know if that made any. I don't know.
It's really close. It did look like he good.
Yeah, I think
it's hard to tell what happened.
I mean, it was a forearmy kind of hands. It's turned over now, and we get some drip again.
Luckily, we'll come in for a bit and clear up pretty quickly. Thank you there.
send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And great and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
What are they, spaceships from Mars? No, they're Frisbees. Watch it soar. It flies way around like a bird. You can even run for a pass. You can play all kinds of games. Isn't it amazing? Frisbee Flying Saucer. Yours at toy, drug, and department stores.
Back in action, 7-5, Chicagopourri over Mwah. Second half resumes. Said deep adjustment made and popped over top for a quick goal. Mwah bring it back to within 1, 6-7. That surely has no other connotation.
None that I know of. No, definitely not.
None that there should still exist in this modern world, but somehow it does.
It's a nice quick point. We are getting pretty close to time cap. We have just about 15 minutes left in this round. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anybody pulls away. The cap rules here, too, are a little interesting. We've got just a hard cap at 75 minutes.
So unless it is a tie game at the end of that point, then it's game over. If it is a tie game, then there's a chance to play Universe.
Yeah, it really makes every point count. If you're up at that moment, you win. Got to make it count.
Be ahead at the right moment. Exactly. Make it easy to get the dub.
That was the first point out of half, and it was 7-5. So whether or not we got the gender ratio right, it is 7-6. Like that has to be the score. It was just 5 seconds. Yeah, I flipped it to 6. And I think we're just gonna go with the current gender ratio.
So do you play a lot of mixed ultimate?
I don't play much ultimate at all anymore.
Fair enough.
But I do, when I do play, I play mixed more than anything. I played the better part of my last 10 years of ultimate. I played a lot of mixed ultimate. Prior, my early days, I played mostly men's and open ultimate. But yes, I finished off strong with a whole lot of mixed ultimate. You prefer mixed?
Yeah, I've been mostly a mixed player for my playing career. played women's in college, and since then I've mostly played mixed teams.
It's a tougher dynamic for sure to manage. I think it's always more parity in the competitions, tougher to outright dominate and win with your roster. I think in mixed, you really gotta put everything into play, make it work on the field.
Be a little bit more strategic about where you place players and think about good matchups, all that kind of thing.
The poach offs, the helps, everything is different. The switching is different.
This game seems to be getting a little contentious. I think the score challenge threw a little bit of a wrench in here, maybe raised the tension a little bit.
Are we implied in that? Did we have a part? Do we take a part in this?
I take no responsibility.
Steep shot, nice catch. Splats onto the ground just inside the goal line and then forces one into the corner with the charging cut. And that keeps Chicago ahead by 2, 8-6, 63 minutes into the game.
What would you say to your team here if you're a Mwah?
Stay and we're ahead. Well, I mean, at this stage, it's to just do the easy stuff.
Down by 2, right?
Oh, Mwah. Oh, sorry, they are down. Wow. Right now, I would say nothing. I would put an O-line on and try and not make it a thing. They gotta hold and get the defense on. Then once you get a defensive line on, then you start. You got to take more risks, defensive risks, to get those turns. Then it is a matter of, you know, instead of that hand and pocket honest defense, you can play a little bit more baiting defense. You can insist on the throws. You can cheat your matchups a little bit so you have one mismatch and you kind of play to the mismatch to try and generate the D. But I would definitely try and keep things as they are for offense, and then defense figure out a way to take some more aggressive chances to generate a block, because that's the difference in the game. One block, you know, obviously a block and a conversion, but it starts with the block. That is the most important part for them after they can hold.
I was gonna say, I feel like we are getting the turnovers. You know, these are not clean holds. So to me, it is about that conversion piece, right? Like, you got to get your defense ready to play offense.
Yeah, and there's another turn there.
Exactly.
They're coming, as you said.
This is where you got to capitalize, be able to make that turn worth it.
This is almost a put it out of range potential goal for Chicago here. The amount of time remaining and the potential to go up by 3. That one bounces off.
It's good news for Mwah.
Yeah, is it ever for them? Around throw. Well timed. Oh, that one not gonna work.
Wow, good effort there.
Yeah, good chase.
To run that down.
Not the right angle on it. Chicago hold things up at the goal line and then send, and it bounces off the hand of Weiss. He can't get there. The throw went up right as a big gust came. This wind unrelenting rather. Staying consistently strong, inconsistently directed.
These players are really grinding. These points are long.
And totally lost the disc, totally lost it, and he still almost ran into it. He looked back at the thrower as though it was his fault. I don't know if that's how that works.
Thrower error.
Yeah, thrower error. Why couldn't I see it? It almost hit me, but I couldn't see it, so your fault.
That's always frustrating.
It is
Where did it go?
Far sideline, step up line, the fill is the curl, and they go for the deep, but no chance for Weiss there.
like they're getting a new disc.
Ah, we get a dead disc. What happened?
Sounds
Dog
like it.
bite it?
The wind broke it. I don't know.
Broken wind discs.
This feels to me like a must score for Mumu.
Yeah, with the amount of time that it's taken, we're into 67 minutes here.
Oh,
And there's a pickoff
turnover.
again. Chicagopourri, they don't think it's a must score. They think it's a must score for them. They go up 9-6 now with 68 minutes about to tick over, so about 7 minutes on the clock. Now it's big pressure on this Mwah. What do I tell them now? What do you tell them now? Like, what is this possession? Is it an urgency? Maybe I told them the wrong thing from the get-go, and it should have just been play possession or field position offense and huck it to the other end. But I feel like they almost tried that too. They've tried a bit everything.
Their offense is looking pretty good. You know, you don't need to do too much differently. For me, I would just emphasize really holding onto the disc, I think. If you're getting in a bad field position, potentially huck it, but to me that's risky in this wind. And I would focus on possessing the disc, not letting it out of your hands.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure, a lot of wind.
I mean, possession is the sound directive. That's what most of these people are trained for, to get open and to string long grinding possessions. Use your legs, get open, make the short right throw. I feel for a club team it's easy to insist on that, to stay with that as your plan, but I feel like I could abandon that here. Maybe that's some lazy coaching, a layout there, nothing lazy about the bid, but no catch.
That's too bad for Muma. They had that relatively short field coming off the pole and weren't able to capitalize. But now Chicago's got a steep task ahead of them to go 70 yards the other way.
Yeah.
Here close to us on defense, number 67. That's Annie Bacco. She's also a relatively recent addition to our Hawaii Ultimate community. It's been super fun to have her out here. She's a great player.
Picked off.
Nice.
PP. Turned and hit in the corner for the goal. Mwah more than 2, 7-9. 71 minutes into play. Now they got a rush score.
Yeah, the D-line here's got to get hyped. Chicago's putting themselves in a pretty good spot. If I were them, I would take my time scoring this one.
Yeah. Keep that clock ticking.
And I'm excited for the Mana bracket. It's going to be some really good matchups. These semis are going to be super exciting.
Oh yeah. So we've got we go into the Aloha round next for sure for a pre-quarter. End of the day is a Mana semi for sure.
Yeah, and then it all concludes on Monday. Another fun little tidbit about this tournament is that we have a Hawaii Ultimate Hall of Fame, and they usually treat the whole tournament to poke during the finals.
Oh wow.
It's pretty sweet.
That's amazing. I'm looking forward to some poke.
It's not bad.
I've never had poke. Well, not in Hawaii. I think I've only had it like once or twice elsewhere. I like the thought of it, but I want to have it from the source. We got a roller. Weiss taps it, puts it straight in.
That was a good hustle to be able to get that off the sideline.
Zapping it deep. They're not taking their time, but they are putting it to the other end of the field.
Muumu's got a shot here now.
Score here. And you can play for keeps. Into play. Up line works.
Nice little setup there to get the disc moving off the sideline.
Oopsie. And Chicago. Leading throw. Corner. On low and knocked away. Rolls. Slow roller. There's the pickup. Deep shots coming. There it goes. And the defense always in front. Straight back the other way. Weiss, is he gonna have a crack? He wants the deep to go, very much insisting it. Back around, Weiss claps into it. Motioning with the offhand, chuck it deep, and that should wrap things up. That'll make it 10-7 as we're 15 seconds shy of 74 minutes.
That was a great throw there. That is tough to do in this wind. Just really put it out in front, avoid that defender in the end zone. Really nice stuff. That's, what, almost a half field throw, I think.
Yeah.
Which is impressive to me.
I'd also be impressed if everybody at home were to hit that like button, become subscribers, tell your friends, do all the good things, and circle the Kaimana dates on your calendar for next year. Make sure you get here.
Absolutely.
You'll thank yourself for it. Guaranteed.
Looks like it's going to be tough for Mwah to come back here. That means Chicago has put themselves in a good spot.
Yeah, very, very. I think this has to be the last point now.
I think that's right.
We haven't heard the horn yet, but it should go almost in unison with the pull. So we have another look at this dime by Jeff Weiss.
Oh, yeah.
Laser.
Very beautiful.
There it goes. There's the horn. This will be the last point. So this bracket, or this pool, is going to be all messed up.
And that's the way we like it.
Deep shot. Nate Goff in front, and he gets plucked. And Mwah take the deep and take the goal, but they do not take the game. That goes to Chicagopourri, and as much as they didn't like getting skied, I'm sure they'd take that as long as it comes with the win.
Big sky there from William. Really nice stuff to close out the game. Even if you don't win, that's a little cherry on the top.
Yeah, silver linings.
Well, it was really, to me, a game of field position, getting lots of deep throws in. Just kind of grinding. There's a lot of long points. But both teams really stuck in there. I thought it was a great matchup.
Yeah, both these teams still with a chance to feature in the day-end semi. We will see how that shakes out as we have another couple looks at some of the plays on that last point. That big sky to set up the game-ending score. Not a game-winning score, but a game-ending score. Chicago takes the dub 10-8 over Mwah. That is taking us towards the tail end of pool play. And I think that's going to take us out. We're ready for our next round. That'll be Aloha pre-quarters. Make sure you stay locked on. For the ULTI.TV crew and for Grace Ralph, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll catch you all next time.
Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.